My question revolves around becoming a registered herbalist. What is the best approach to choosing a mentor? Thank you and happy holidays. Well, let's break this question up into a few parts. I know Mason said he was going to do a video on something like this. I'll just break it up a little bit. In America, where I work as an herbalist, there is no regulating body. So let's get one thing straight. There's no real such thing as a registered herbalist. There is a group of people that get together and they call themselves the American Herbalist Guild, but they're not given authority by the government or the state or anything like that in the same way that you would give authority to a licensing for a massage therapist. Okay. So it's just a group of people. They ask you for money. They put up some content. There's some value in getting together as a group. And they say that they register you as an herbalist, but they're really the registering body. It's not actually, they're taking your application and they're giving it to the government. And then the government says, okay, you can be this. So it's kind of like if me and my buddies didn't know anything about pickleball and we got together and we said, hey, we're going to be the American Pickleball Association, and you can't call yourself a pickleball player unless you're registered with us. Did you pay your dues? Okay, cool. You did. So now you get exclusive content on pickleball videos. We're going to show you these pickleball highlights. There's going to be pickleball tournaments hosted by us and so on and so on. You can only go to the tournaments if you're registered with the American Pickleball Association. That's kind of the same exact thing as the American Herbalist Guild, okay? And I'm not saying that that's bad. I'm just saying it is what it is. So a lot of people get it in their mind because there is this appeal to authority fallacy that in order to be an herbalist, in order to call myself an herbalist, I have to be a registered herbalist. However, I'm in Europe right now. I'm in Italy. And anywhere outside of America, in order to call yourself an herbalist, you have to get a master's degree in pharmacy and herbalism. So basically the herbalist in Italy, when I go to the herb shops here, they're all wearing white coats and all of the herbs are like boxes. They look like pharmaceuticals, except they're inside of it. There's like ginseng capsules or something like that. It's way different. It's way different. And I like it that way. I don't like it this European way. I don't like regulating bodies. I don't like the government getting involved. I don't like the liability of having to go to jail because I heard my neighbor coughing and I said, hey, I'm growing some thyme. Would you like some thyme? Put some thyme into a pot and make a steam and smell it. And I think that'll help with your cough. If I said that over here, I would be practicing medicine without a license. Does that make sense? So in America, we have a really, really great thing where we can work outside of a medical system and keep it that way. And for those who want to band together for the purpose of creating a little bit of critical mass in areas of importance, where let's say the Herbalist Guild wants to petition to Congress or something on Congress is going to pass a law that's going to, somebody thinks it's going to hurt the industry or something like that. So having an herbalist guild that has a little bit more sway, but they're not recognized as a legislative body or anything like that, okay? Nobody can come and take away your license for being an herbalist. Nobody can. Also, anything that's given to you as a certificate, you want to be a master herbalist or a registered herbalist, it's just arbitrary. It's all arbitrary. Okay, they make their own guidelines. So you go to a school, you might go to one school, and they, at the end of this class, and you fill out this teacher's test and everything like that, they'll give you a certificate that says you're now a certified herbalist. You go to my school, I don't do any testing. I teach you from day one that you've always been an herbalist and that you don't need to appeal to the authorities of anybody. So it's just a different mindset. So how do you feel? This is a good question. Like, do you feel confident and comfortable in calling yourself an herbalist? I think that this field it works a lot on honor system. All right. So we kind of self-regulate. We don't like it when regular people that don't know anything about herbs, I shouldn't say regular people, but people who make claims about herbs that are incorrect because they didn't take the time to research them in the same way that people who work with herbs every day and work with people and herbs every day research things. And they call themselves herbalist and they have a lot of sweat. So what's the best way to choosing a mentor? Look for people who have a lot of followers on Instagram, are really good looking, and no, I'm just kidding. Look for people who stay in honor. That's it. Stay in honor. What does that mean to you? What does it mean to stay in honor? Is it honorable to our field of herbalism that some people might say certain things or allowed to be like calling themselves an herbalist and have these types of roles? Do they back up what they say? Do they create stains and tarnishing for the field? I think it's really important. The best approach is looking for people who stay in honor. That means not making claims unless they can back them up. And I call myself an herbalist because I can back it up. Somebody can call themselves an herbalist because they can back it up too. And I might work completely different than that other person. That other person might say, I'm an herbalist. And you might ask them, what makes you an herbalist? And they say, well, because I have a garden and I grow herbs that I take and I make into medicine for my family. And that makes me an herbalist. And I say, indeed it does. That's exactly right. Because they are stating their claim and they're staying in honor. And for me, it's a little bit different, it's a lot different. But that doesn't mean that they're not and I am. And so I guess the bottom line to that comes down to, this is a field of honor. So great question, because that means that you're on the right path asking these questions. Am I an herbalist yet? That would be a good question to ask thyself, and know thyself.